Okay, we are going to be assembling a Robin style model rocket. Let's go through some of the parts that you should have. You should have a body tube, a nose cone, a shock cord attachment strip, a elastic shock cord, sometimes this is a rubber band, a section of streamer, a engine block ring, a launch lug, also known as a drinking straw, and some fins. You may have access to this as well. This is an engine spacer. These are reusable. You can share them with your neighbors. One may have come with your kit. So let's talk about what we're gonna do first. First, you're gonna get your body tube. You're gonna decide which end is up. You're gonna make sure that the nose cone fits, that the ring fits. I'm deciding that this is going to be up, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna attach the fins. Now the fins here can be attached lots of different ways. What's important is that you get them evenly distributed as possible, and as straight along the length of the body as possible. You do not want them tilted, otherwise your rocket's gonna spin and be uncontrollable, and you don't want them off to one side because then your rocket will veer off in one direction or the other. Okay, so let's put some fins on. I'm gonna use a hot glue gun here for the sake of speed. You're welcome to use wood glue or even Elmer's glue. It just takes a lot longer. A lot of people get better results long-term with Elmer's glue or wood glue because after it's dried, it's much lighter. You get a very strong bond, but it's lightweight. Now I'm just putting these fins on. I'm deciding I'm gonna put on whether I'm gonna put on 4 fins or 3 fins. It is up to you. Again, this is all about customization. I find for beginning rocketry, 4 fins is a lot easier to kind of do because you can just put them across from each other at 180 degrees. And then it becomes easier to set up the other fins at 90 degrees. Everyone knows what an X shape is supposed to look like. Everyone knows what a cross is supposed to look like. It's a little trickier to do 3 fins and space them out at 120 degrees each, if you're not familiar with it. Okay, so I've got those fins on now. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the launch lug here, the drinking straw. I'm gonna be very careful because I'm using hot glue here, and I'm just gonna put one of this drinking straw alongside, again, trying not to burn myself, alongside the body of the rocket. And the drinking straw, the launch lug, its job is to hold the rocket on the launch pad while it is launching. It kind of serves as some stability when the rocket is taking off. Okay, once those are pretty well set up, I'm gonna put in the engine block ring here. Now the engine block ring, its job is to make sure the engine doesn't fly through the rocket when it's launching. This right here on the insertion tool here, this is the exact length of an engine. So what I'm gonna do is get my glue gun. Sometimes wood glue or something works better than this. And I'm gonna try to put a good amount of glue along the inside perimeter of that rocket. Just a nice little ring there inside the tube of the rocket. And I've got to work quickly because the hot glue, I don't want it to set up. I'm gonna get that ring in there. And it might be a tight fit, which is why we use the insertion tool. And what I'm gonna do is just push it to the end of the insertion tool and then quickly pull out the insertion tool. And now the ring, might be hard to see in the camera, but the ring is gonna be perfectly spaced now. Now if I put an engine in this rocket, it's gonna stop and not go through the rocket. So here is the start of my rocket. Now I'm gonna work on the recovery system. At the end of its launch, this rocket is going to have an ejection charge. The engine will have an ejection charge, and the nose cone will pop off the top. We don't want to lose the nose cone. So we're going to use a elastic band here. our shock cord, as it's called in the business. And I'm gonna just tie it around my nose cone, double knot it really well. You want it very well secured. And you might want to trim off the excess. I'm just going to tuck it in the nose cone for now. Okay. And then we have the engine mount strip. I'm sorry, the shock cord mount strip. And the shock cord mount strip works like this. I'm just going to put some glue here and some glue there. And where it says put band here, I'm going to just lay that very carefully. Again, I'm not trying to burn myself. And using liquid glue might be better for this one. I'm just in sake of speed here. Gonna fold it over once, fold it over a second time, and I'm gonna give it a lot of pressure and a little bit of time so that that glue sets up, because what I want is a nice attachment right here on the recovery system. Then what I'm gonna do is just kind of roll this over a little bit. And I'm going to estimate on my rocket what's about an inch in. An inch in would be about here. So I want my launch, I want my cord mount to end up right here, but on the inside of the rocket. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun and again, give it just a little squirt in there and very carefully put in my the cord mount, and you notice I'm about an inch into the mount, and I might get a pencil or some other tool and really hold it firmly against the inside of the tube because I want a good attachment. It is important that you're about an inch in because the nose cone needs to fit in there, and there's not enough room for the nose cone and the shock cord mount together. So now that that's in there, I'm going to grab my streamer here, and the streamer is just a piece of dollar store tablecloth. You can also use the Mylar emergency blankets and cut them into strips. And I'm just going to put my initials, okay, and maybe the name of the school on that strip. And the reason for that is because if this rocket goes missing, they might be able to get it back to me. And I'm just going to take my take the streamer here and take my shock cord, and I'm just going to tie a loose knot and attach it right there. And there's the complete construction of the rocket.